Hello, mortals. Today, I'm hoping to be the bridge that helps you defy the natural order of living beings, mortality itself. I'm Pablo, and today I will be talking about immortality. Immortality has been a human's pursuit since we existed. We have been creating stories, myths, and religions where humans aim to be immortal in so many different ways all throughout history. From the fountain of youth sought by explorers, or the elixir of life in ancient alchemy, to the mere existence of an eternal life after death. Immortality is almost an intrinsic property of the rational being. Think about it. The pure existence of medicine is proof that humans are constantly fighting mortality. The thing is that all these diseases that we aim to cure or treat are mere band-aids to the actual problem, so aging. But how and why do humans age? Well, humans, as any other animal, is made up of animal cells. And if you paid attention to your biology class, you would already know how cells reproduce in our bodies. But in case you are like me and you did not do so, I will briefly explain to you the amazing process of mitosis. Here we have a cell, and inside the cell you can see a small circle. This is called the nucleus. It is where all the genetic information is contained. And when a cell wants to reproduce in the mitotic process, it duplicates all the genetic information and then condenses it into what we call chromosomes, which are these little X's that you can see here on the image. This makes it easier for the cell to divide the genetic information into perfect halves, so that at the end of this process, we have two identically genetic daughter cells. Okay, so during the replication of DNA, there is an enzyme called telomerase. This telomerase thing helps your telomeres not to shorten, but it is not perfect. As cells duplicate, they age. This telomerase helps your telomeres not to shorten. And that's why we humans age. But now that we know the functioning of this, stopping cell aging might seem a little bit more realistic to some. But in case you still believe it is impossible, did you know that some creatures in nature seem to have already figured out the secret of immortality? An example of this are lobsters, which if it wasn't because they are too delicious, they would just not die ever. Well, to be honest, they would end up dying anyways, because these guys got a cell, and each time they set it, it gets stronger, so they just end up dying inside themselves, which is a little bit terrifying to think about. But the point is that their cells do not age, so if it wasn't because of these inconveniences, they just would not ever die. But don't worry, because we have some other creatures called the jellyfish. These guys literally turn themselves into babies once they have reached an adult state. So they just cycle over and over again between being babies and adults, and just do not ever die. Now, but the real question here is, can we humans develop a method that makes us immortal, as jellyfish or lobsters do? Well, in case you're still skeptical about it, let me tell you that progress is already being made. Perhaps the acronym for Cluster Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats, CRISPR for the French, might sound familiar to you. This is basically a laboratory instrument that uses a specially designed RNA molecule to guide an enzyme called Cas9 to a desired DNA sequence. This is mind-blowing if you ask me. When I first heard about it, it was when I realized that future isn't some distant dream. It is happening right now, and we have the power to shape it. This technology enables humans to modify DNA sequences however we want. Although it is still limited, and multiple ethical issues concerning different communities acknowledge that bad practice and weak legal restrictions could be dangerous and unethical due to the incredibly powerful nature of it. As Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. The reach of immortality is still to be finished, but with the help of more and more minds focusing on its promotion and development, we could be stopping cell aging by our lifetime. You don't have to dedicate your life to research, but even just by promoting scientific knowledge, by talking to your friends and family members about what I just told you, could make the difference. Who knows? Maybe you could be motivating the next genetic genius. Maybe one of you sitting here today could be the next mind to crack the code and help humanity live longer and healthier lives. In fact, that's the spark I hope to ignite you today. You could be that guy I'm talking about. You just gotta believe in yourself. Thank you very much.